Now let's walk through the Zearn curriculum. To see the curriculum, you can go to the curriculum tabs here at the top. You can click either kindergarten or grades 1 through 5. I'm going to select grade 3 for this demonstration, and I'll click grade 3, module 1. To see the curriculum, we're going to pass by the student notes and exit tickets and the teacher-led instruction. Again, this is all the same as Eureka Math. And we'll go to the independent digital lessons. This is the portion of Zearn that the district is really encouraging us to use, is the independent digital lessons. Teachers use this either in centers or in small group work time or in the computer lab and have students working on this independently. Students will complete fluency first in each lesson, and then a guided practice video, and then independent practice, and then a bonus at the end. So in this module, grade 3, module 1, topic A, the students will first go through some fluency. Then they'll do the math chat, which is that guided practice. It's a video of teachers teaching the topic. And then they'll do the independent practice, also known as the Tower of Power. Once they pass that, they'll go to the bonus. Let's look at what some of that looks like. The fluency section is often started with a number gym and a sprint. So let's look at what a number gym looks like on Zearn. There's lots of different options for number gym, and it will choose a random one each time when a student logs in. This way it doesn't get too boring for the students. All of these are what it chooses from. They are games. So for example, let's look at polar place values. And for the students, this really feels like a math game rather than a math lesson.
Seal has 8. Give Moose 5.
This is 3rd grade, but we're reviewing 2nd grade concepts. It's really interactive, super kid-friendly, and colorful.
Which number is larger?
And the students really enjoy the fun characters. So the number gym activities are all similar to this.
Seal has 8. Give Moose 15.
Let's go back to the different components of Zearn. Let's look at what a sprint looks like in Zearn. Rather than a paper sprint, as we're used to them, this is a Zearn sprint. It's timed, just like Eureka Math. And the students answer as quickly as they can. They can either use these numbers on the screen with this enter button or their keyboard with the enter button on the keyboard. And if, say they get one wrong, it doesn't tell them it's wrong right away. It just moves on to the next one. And then they'll have a chance after 60 seconds is up. You can see that this timer up here is telling them how much time is up, and it tells them that they're on round 1 of the sprint here as well. So let's see what happens when the sprint is over and how it helps us correct wrong answers. These sprints are really neat because it helps with that self-correcting without any kind of public recognition for wrong answers. So now it has the students check their work, and it has a green check mark for when the answers are correct. So the student gets to press enter, that one's correct. And then this one's incorrect, and it has the student correct that answer and try again. It's keeping a tally of how many they get correct for round 1, and then it will have them move on to round 2 to see if they can beat their personal best for round 1. So that is a sprint on Zearn. After the fluency sections of the lesson, it will move on to the guided practice, which is where the teachers on Zearn teach the students.
Hey Zearner, I'm Miss Joseph, here with Kayla and Ethan. Today's lesson is a math chat. In math chats, we'll learn something new together. Before every math chat, make sure you have a pencil, headphones, and your Zearn student notes.
So it helps the students make sure they have the proper materials. I often had my students do these math chats without the notes because I just didn't have them printed out. So the students could have a whiteboard, a personal whiteboard with a whiteboard marker rather than the notes. Although I highly suggest having the notes ready for each Zearn lesson because it guides the students in solving the guided practice. So let's go back to look at the other elements of Zearn. Once they've walked through the math chat and have that teacher teach the math chat or the learning lab, which is another guided practice option, they'll move on to the independent practice, which is known as the Tower of Power. Throughout the Tower of Power, they're going to be working to fill up this little tower icon off to the side. So they're going to solve the problem and then as they answer questions correctly, the tower will fill in. So 6 groups of 3 equals 18. And now the tower is filling in as I answer the questions correctly. However, if I enter an incorrect answer, it says try again. It gives me the opportunity to try again without giving me any extra help first. So I'll answer again incorrectly. And then when I press the next button, it gives me a little boost and it reteaches me that concept. So it gives me a reminder up at the top, and then it reteaches me and gives me another chance to answer it. As a teacher, you can see in the teacher section when your students need help with the Tower of Power, so it helps you know if your students are struggling. So let's go back to the different elements of Zearn. Once they've completed the Tower of Power successfully, then they'll move on to a bonus, which is just another question, or it could be a math joke or something like that for the students. And then they'll complete the lesson and they'll get a badge in their student page. And their goal is to earn badges along the way. So those are the different elements of Zearn lessons.